Saturday the 22nd of March. So the cattle have just gone up onto this corner here. They're on a little bit of spring picking, and I'm about to let the ponies on up onto this little high place here, and we can then continue on through our spring into spring flush grazing. So the situation is, and something that I'd like to point out is, the beauty of this system is when we're 12 months grazing, there's no abrupt changes. So it's a slow transition from silage to grass, from grass to silage. There's always that little bit of picking. I like to never go over any longer than 3 days of either silage, well, not either silage, of silage only. The theory is behind that is that the gut bacteria and fungus that's in the fermenting tank of the ruminant animal is a different one that breaks down hay and silage or fresh green grass. So once you go beyond 3 days, then the grass bacteria tends to die off and the hay silage bacteria becomes the dominant one. So in this we want a smooth transition, so there's no cattle in a shed eating silage for 6 months and then dumping them out onto lush green super rich spring grass, which oftentimes can cause the cattle to actually go back a small bit before they can start thriving again. So the smooth transition that we have here is always, I find, a really good thing about this system. So they're on grass here today. I'm going to hold them up for maybe 3 nights on this. As I say, I like to take advantage of the drier ground. I move them through the wet ground fast, and in the drier conditions I like to hold them back. So what I'll do is there'll be 1 day's grass, even though it's not amazing, but there's definitely sweet picking there, enough to keep them satisfied for today. So it's quality over quantity for today, and then tomorrow I'm going to continue on feeding them the silage. Now it's kind of drizzling here, so I hope the drizzle doesn't get on the camera and ruin this video. But so that is the situation. There are my thoughts today. So they will be grass and 2 days silage, so that's 3 days. It's a large enough area. There's only 16 head in here, not including those 2 little newborn calves, but a lot of them are only small. They're only coming yearlings now. Well, there's 2 yearlings in here. What is there? Look, they're small animals anyhow, so we can definitely tighten them more so than big continental animals. So yeah, so as we move on through this time of the year, we have each move we get, we have a sweeter little bit of picking. So this here now is going to be, what day are we today? Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday they'll be in here, and that will have had another few days growth on that. So it's amazing actually, now that dry spell is gone. We had a little bit of rain yesterday and we still have drizzle here. It's actually fascinating to see how much the land has greened up in them 24 hours. It's almost like the microbes are sitting there, the nutrition is sitting there, fully available, and it's waiting on that signal. As soon as it gets that little bit of a drizzle, a little bit of a rain, they start going to work. So I'm glad now they're only coming on this now after the bit of rain we had. So yeah, that is the carry on. I'm going to let the ponies up. This is what the place looks like after being on it for 3 nights, I think they were here. Now they're eating it to the clay tight still. I still haven't worked out whether this has been beneficial to me. We will know after the ponies go through. There they are there. When the ponies go through, after the 3 days, they'll be back in here. They'll eat away at that. So I know I'm eating hard at the minute. I'm grazing tight at the minute. But the beauty is what's behind me is already resting. So the land that I was on all the way through January, February has been resting already for 2 months, even though there hasn't much come on it. But as soon as the real spring flush comes, it will start to sweeten up, and should sweeten up fairly good. What else is there? So yeah, oh yeah, also, so when I do come back around, when we do hit the real spring flush, the land that is probably a little bit tightened, as in this kind of ground that's been tightened now coming up to the spring flush, I could skip it because everything is going to really ramp up in one go. Any land that was tightened around this time of the year that hadn't had much rest before the spring flush, I could skip and give it that extra rest. So I was on a 90 to a 100 day rotation on a lot of the land over the winter time. When things speeds up, when the growth speeds up, I speed up the moves. I give them bigger areas, I run them through all the ground, and I can return as quick and as tight as around 30 days. So the minimum rest that the land gets is 30 days in the spring flush. Yeah, calf, you're looking a bit dirty. What were you at? Well, you'll have to clean up. So that is the carry on. Yeah, there's nothing else I have to say. Let me just look at this calf up here. This calf is starting to look like he's the back end of a Hereford. I think he's filling out. He is. We'll give him a while yet. He's not the most amazing looking yet, and they're kind of like wet rats now after a bit of rain. So when they fill out now in a few weeks' time, when the good grass comes, the sweet milk will be there. They'll start to do a little bit of picking themselves on that grass, and they should start filling out fairly well. So that is all I can think of today. A short little video. I'll add this to something tomorrow, and I'll move up the ponies. And I had a request actually to do a little bit of a review on our ponies, so I will do that now. They're due to foal. I have a foal coming at the end of April, and I have one then I think at the end of May. This lady's very slimy today. You are. And I think you're starting to do a bit of a... Yeah, maybe she did hold it the first time round. We'll keep a tight eye on her. What else is there? This lady here. You're very slimy as well. Well, look at a couple of weeks anyhow. So they'll be happy enough to eat this here. They won't be bursting with feeding, but they'll have enough energy in that ground to keep them going until tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a silage day. So look at it. I'll leave it at that, and I'll be back tomorrow. March the 23rd, Sunday afternoon. And as you can see, I have my feed out, so this will be their second night in here, and you can definitely see things starting to green up as we move on through. So I'm very happy with that. We're nearly at the end of March, a couple of weeks now in April, and we should be on the pig's back. A scan through to see who's going to calf next. Nothing imminent. Let's have a little look at our calves now that they've dried out. So we've had a little bit of rain, and it's lovely to see this little calf here eating away at that silage. Absolutely. There's my pony that shouldn't be in here. There's Teddy, the little shit. He can never find his way out, but he can always find his way in. So this calf is a couple of weeks old now, and I think he's starting to shape up nicely. She's starting to shape up. And we have Maverick's calf here, who I think is filling out also. So yeah, they're doing well. They're definitely doing well. He isn't as bare looking as he was when he came out first. So I did mention in a couple of videos again the genetics that I have. There's actually one major influence on the hair that I never mentioned at all. Was a red and white bull that I bought below in Clare as well. So a lot of my breeding is coming from the west of Ireland. The first bull I had at this system was a red and white pedigree short-horn bull, and he would be the father of this lady, all the heifers, even the Galloway lady here, that bullock, that heifer there, that black short-horn, he's the father of her. Whereas the red bullock with the horns, he's the father of him as well. Yeah, so there's a major influence of him, and he was a really nice bull. He's gone now. He turned out to be a bit of a brat. He got out a couple of times and wasn't just fully satisfied with all the cows we had here. He wanted more, so we won't get into it too much further. But I do have a renegade crew at home. They're kind of chiefs. They're related back to his genetics, so that trait has kind of followed through. So yeah, we're going to have to cut out the bowed ones. But a lot of his heifers are here, and even those calves would go back to him as well. So these are behaving well, so I'm happy enough with what I have here. So yeah, so they're going to be another night here. This is their second night. There'll be tomorrow night, and then I'll make a new place for them across that fence. And as I said earlier in the video, every move we make now is that little bit better, and they're getting that little bit more energy from the grass that's coming. So the little bit of rain we are getting now is really greening up things, and I'm excited to see how it works out now coming into this grazing season, having changed up a lot with the ponies coming behind and grazing are tight, and we'll see. And whatever we do wrong, we can always change. I want to make lots of mistakes. That's the only way I can rule out what works and what doesn't work. So I'm going to end it here now, the 23rd of March. There's no panic with calves coming just yet. The two we're watching for is Boss Cow here. There's her daughter there, and we have little, what do we call her? Rowan Clare, we'll call her, because her mother was White Clare, so we're going to have to call this lady Rowan Clare. This bullock, yeah, maybe going, I don't know, we'll see. But let me go in and have a look at this lady here. Cattle are a mighty price at the minute, so it's very tempting to sell. This lady is never on for standing quiet for me, but she's a big strong animal. And this one here as well, let me see. Last checks for before we go. No panic at all. So, oh, actually, do you know who else is starting to make a bit of a move? Is this lady here. She is Red Clare. She's a scrawny animal, and the reason why she's scrawny is because she does herself no favours whatsoever. She just puts everything into her calves, and she goes in calf early every year, and she's oceans of milk. But I would like to see her maybe look after herself a little bit more. But yeah, so she's starting to sink now here as well, so she'll be calving then, I suppose, in third place from now. So I would say 1, 2, or 1, 2, the other way around, and then this lady in. Then, yeah. And then we'll be watching for Blue, Baltimore. Who else is there? Oh yeah, we have the black shorthorn. Then we have red. The little red shorthorn here as well. So they're going to be late, I'd say. They were first calf heifers. They wouldn't have come back into season fairly quick. The second calf tends to be the hardest calf for 2-year-old heifers. As in, when they calve as 2-year-olds, the second calf seems to be the hardest. And once they get over that hump, then I think they thrive away grand after that. The reason being is because they have to produce a calf, rear a calf, go back in calf and grow. And put up teeth as well. So yeah, when you're calving as 2-year-olds, the second calf's the difficult one. So yeah, tends to be. So let me have a little quick look at this calf again. So yeah, I'm happy enough with that lad there. He has plenty of milk, and this lady is as chilled as they come. Up. Yeah, she's filling out too. So there you go. Okay, so on the 23rd of March, Sunday afternoon, we'll say good luck and goodbye.